New York Congressman Engel, the ranking Democrat in the House Foreign Affairs Committee, who says Democrats should sit on the Benghazi committee. And thank you for being here, sir. I want to start by sort of quoting Nancy Pelosi, who called it a stunt. So if it's a stunt, this select committee, why on earth would Democrats be a part of it?
Well, let me say, first of all, it is a stunt. It's absolutely being done by the Republicans to play to their base, to try to fundraise off it. You know, it's really interesting. We had an Iraq war, which was fed to us on a lie by the Bush administration. 4,000 Americans were killed. The Republicans not once asked for any kind of an investigation on that. But on Benghazi, I guess they want to beat the record of the Affordable Health Care Act, where we have voted to repeal it 40 or 50 times. I think they want to just keep doing this again. But many of us are concerned that if Democrats boycott, and there's a good feeling that maybe we should, but my personal feeling is that if we boycott, we leave the stage just to the Republicans. And I think that that is not a good thing to do. I think we need to be there. We need to, I think the right is on our side, and I think that we need to let the American public know every single day that this is a kangaroo court. It's absolutely ridiculous. They're using this to try to tear Hillary Clinton down, and solely for political purposes. It's a cheap ruse and shot, but we need to call them out on it every single day.
But, you know, that raises the question, sir, of whether or not Democrats couldn't call them out on it without sitting on it and allowing Republicans to say, this is a bipartisan court. I mean, this is a bipartisan inquiry. This isn't just us. Here are the Democrats. I want to play you what Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who, of course, represents not just herself and her district, but the DNC as well. This is what she said on CNN about whether to participate. Take a listen.
Not participating in a sham select committee after 13 investigations, 50 briefings, 25,000 pages of documents for what is essentially a political ploy is something that should be considered. It is also perfectly legitimate for us to participate and make sure that we can get our questions answered and help make sure that we can at least try to balance the outcome.
Get our questions answered and balance the outcome. On a 7-5 committee hearing, you know what the outcome is going to be. You can sort of write it now. And the idea that she mentioned, 13 hearings, 25,000 pages of briefings, 50 pages of documents, 50 briefings. You've also had 4 separate completed reports. One that was done by the House Armed Services Committee that found that there was no stand-down order, that they said the military really did all that it could do. After all that, what questions do Democrats have about Benghazi?
Well, we have no questions, and I agree with you, and it could go either way, quite frankly. But I always think it's better to be in the fray. You know, the Joan McCarthy hearings that were held many, many years ago, the one sentence that everybody remembers from it is, "Sir, have you no shame?" If the Democrats hadn't participated in that, that phrase that summed up the McCarthy hearings wouldn't have been there for the public. So my feeling is that you stay. It's a kangaroo court. You say it's a kangaroo court, but you make your case. I don't want to leave the airwaves to the Republicans each and every night, where they would pound and pound and pound, and there'd be no rebuttal whatsoever. I think we should participate, but I'm good if we don't. I'm really good either way, and I think right now Nancy Pelosi is really just trying to weigh everything. She's waiting for some clarification from the Speaker, and she'll make her decision. I'm good with either way, but I think we should focus on the outrage that the Republicans are committing with this right now. It's just absolutely a sham, and it's just ridiculous. And you know what? They overreached during the Clinton years. They overreach with impeachment. They have a tendency to overreach. They can't help themselves. Here they go again. Let them overreach. And I think the American public, with us being there, I think, will make the decision.
Right.
We'll make our case to the public, and I think we'll win.
And sir, I mean, you know, we just put up sort of this glossy picture that was put out, almost like a marketing piece, about the Republicans who won the lottery to get on this committee. The New York Times reporting that half the House was clamoring to get onto this committee, which shows how politically valuable they think it is. And I would wonder, just as an exit question, you quoted "in the end, have you no shame," the famous line from the Army McCarthy hearings. But sir, I would submit to you that the person who said that was the counsel for the Army. It was not a Democrat sitting on the panel. That came from the witness chair. Would it not, sir, be better for Democrats to let the witnesses take apart this sham, as you call it, rather than having Democrats try to do it?
Well, again, I think you can make a case either way. The thing that I think that we all agree is that we should not let them have the whole playing field for themselves, where they could try to spin this off as some kind of a legitimate investigation. You know, this was a terrible tragedy. 4 Americans died, including the ambassador, and they want to make political hay out of it. I just think it speaks for itself. You know, there was a panel that was convened by Mr. Pickering and Admiral Mullen. Hillary Clinton implemented every single recommendation that this panel asked for, and then some. So, you know, again, this is making a mountain out of a molehill, and it's shameful. I really think it's shameful to use the ambassador's death and the deaths of 4 Americans for political posturing. There's no reason for it, and even the speaker, as you pointed out, not long ago said that he wouldn't go down that direction. So whatever the leader decides, I think we'll go along with it, and I think you'll see that Democrats, whether we're in or we're out, I think Democrats will have our voices heard. I personally feel that if we're in, our voices are heard better, but you know, you can make the other argument, and I think that's okay.
All right, thank you so much, Congressman Elliot Engel of New York, and thank you, sir, for reminding folks that there are 4 people whose deaths are at the center of this, and it is a shame for that to be politicized. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, and coming up, they're back.